All right, hey, it's Tim with the Bulwark. I'm back here with Sam Stein. We've been talking about the pending government shutdown and the insanity in the House. As we have this bah humbug Christmas time, Elon Musk shutdown. But there's one element of this I just really want to drill down on, which is kind of unexpected for me, which is that Mike Johnson, who seemed pretty stable in that gig as Speaker of the House, right? Like Kevin McCarthy, the whole time Kevin McCarthy was skating on thin ice. But Mike Johnson, he's in the box with Elon and Trump. He's at the MMA fight. It seems like Mr. Trump's going to come in and he'll just do whatever Trump wants. And Here we are. Trump we're a month away from the inauguration, and already there's a report this morning out of Punch Bowl that 12 Republican House members are always saying, "I don't think he can survive this. Mike Johnson might be gone. We're going to do this all again."
First of all, I like the image of Kevin McCarthy as like a little deer on ice.
Yeah.
Little
Bambi.
Don't shoot me.
This blow-dried mane.
Yeah. But I totally disagree with your assessment of Mike Johnson being stable in that place. First of all, no one's ever stable in that place. Secondly, if you paid close attention to those selfies that he was taking, he always was a little bit out of the periphery. It was always like him being like, "Hey," but like Elon,
hey, it's Mike over here.
Yeah, hey. But Elon and Trump were like looking at the fight. They weren't looking at Mike Johnson's camera. So that always had some symbolism for me. And no one is ever stable in that place, right? Like you can do anything and everything for Donald Trump, and as soon as you are not useful for him, you will be dispatched. And in this case, oh my God, Mike Johnson, like the guy literally was at the vanguard of the effort to get the legally challenge Joe Biden's win. I mean, he was leading that charge. If that is not sacrificing yourself for Donald Trump's career ambitions, I don't know what is. You would think in a normal human instinct that Donald Trump would have some sort of allegiance to the guy and gratefulness. But, if Mike Johnson is to bring this bill forward as is, or not give Donald Trump his debt ceiling increase, his speakership is done. And you know what? Someone else will come in promising to do whatever Mr. Trump wants, and then reality will hit, and we'll go through this entire exercise.
How many different guys failed last time? It was Kevin, and then Jim Jordan, and then Tom Emmer. Was there another one? Am I forgetting?
Did Byron Donalds make it anywhere? I mean, I know
he got nominated at least once. Yeah. Oh man.
It was a disaster.
It's all.
And then let's go back to Kevin. Kevin McCarthy went down to, Sarah was great on this, but he went down to Mar-a-Lago and resurrected Donald Trump's career. And that was not enough for Donald Trump to throw him a lifeline during the speaker votes. I mean, it's just like ridiculous. And Mike Johnson knows the game.
Here's Jake Sherman over Punch Bowl. I love this. This is so hilarious. This is this
What did
morning.
Jake say?
In my conversations with many Republicans this morning, there's a lot of anger that Johnson didn't hold a vote yesterday before Trump spoke. They say they could have passed this bill and put it behind them, would have been messy, may have screwed Johnson personally. Why the speaker's team thinks this wasn't tenable, but it's in Johnson's leadership. I love this. So you have the arsonist caucus, that doesn't want to ever pass anything, that's mad at Mike Johnson for like spending 1 cent on poor people, right? So you've got the arsonists that are never going to be happy, and then you've got like the quiet establishment types that have kind of snuck through, that are still there, the pre-Trump Republicans, and they're whispering to Jake Sherman. They're like, I'm mad at him for not just jamming through this bill that all the Republicans will hate. Elon's mad at him because they're on a text chain, and Johnson wasn't honest with Elon, I guess.
Johnson's on a text chain with Vivek and Elon, be like, hey guys, chill out. Like, how fast can his thumbs type in that? What are you doing, Elon?
Trump is mad at him for not including getting rid of the debt limit, which this, as you mentioned, the far right freedom guys would have been against. Nobody's happy with him. I mean, he isn't. It's the impossible.
I can't believe people seriously suggested that the solution was just to go quickly. Well,
maybe people are just not noticed.
Oh, they might not notice. They might not notice in the hours and hours while you're getting the vote set up. I mean, give me a
while Elon's tweeting, rage tweeting, they're doing the roll call.
Elon is on Twitter.
I'm going to primary you.
Yeah, Elon's on Twitter literally at all hours of the day. Is he not going to notice that the bill's going to the floor? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And
ketamine is a downer. It's just something I don't really get about that.
I've not done ketamine, so I don't know what.
I can just let you know it's a downer.
Yeah.
There are times when I have sort of I don't know, at like a negative chemical state in my brain, like depression, I guess, is or like depression that's not linked to any negative news, and then ketamine is helpful for getting one out of a negative frame of mind.
And so I do wonder how that meshes with his awake at all hours thing. Like, there's something I don't know about his cocktail that we need to get Walter Isaacson to educate us about this.
you think there's a some
I
yipping
don't
there.
know. Maybe his
Okay.
body processes ketamine different. Maybe he doesn't do ketamine. I don't just, everyone says that he does ketamine. But I'm just saying the evidence I have is that he's tweeting like an insane, it's like a monkey
Yeah,
on
you're like,
cocaine
You're like
all
cocaine.
night.
Those are cocaine traits.
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
exactly. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Yeah,
Rand Paul,
I guess. I
maybe
don't
his
know.
body's different. I mean, it is a different shape.
How are we going to segue to Rand Paul here?
We're just going to do it. Hard segue.
Okay.
Because he's tweeting about Elon. That's the segue. It's
Oh,
a
right,
fucking
right,
clean,
right.
hard segue.
Right.
Rand Paul, the Speaker of the House, need not be a member of
course.
Congress.
Only a matter of
does
time.
this game.
Yeah.
Nothing would disrupt the swamp more than electing Elon Musk. Think about it. Nothing's impossible. Not to mention the joy at seeing the collective establishment, aka Uniparty, lose their ever-loving minds. What do you think, Sam? Elon Musk, Speaker of the House and Deputy President.
Why stop at Elon? Why not go straight to libs of TikTok and wokeness and just make them,
I thought you were going to say why. I think could you be a Supreme Court justice and Speaker of the House?
Oh, right, yeah, give him all the titles.
And co-president.
I mean, this is ridiculous. And also like Rand, who warns against the concentration of power and ruling oligarchs all the time. Like, yeah, but he's our guy, and so let's like disrupt, right? I think there.
You don't think putting a massive government contractor in charge of the House of Representatives and the
as
executive
he's
co-president,
is
a way to disrupt the swamp? I mean, it would disrupt the swamp. It would kind of like
it would definitely
reorient the swamp, to like
singular human being.
Shrek's part of the swamp is no longer the capital. We'd move it over to Elon's part of the swamp.
I mean, we're joking about this, but like, and I guess that's the only way to get through it. But like the pure concentration of power in this one individual.
Don't worry,
like
I'm interviewing Heather Cox Richardson today, and we're going to be talking very seriously about the oligarchy.
It's
serious
legitimate.
Talk only.
This is we're in uncharted territory. I mean, this guy can just is running government. Like, just be clear, he's running the House. He's kind of running the presidency. I guess we still have a Supreme Court, but like, God knows he's got plans for that one too. And it's like, what is going on here? And if for Rand Paul, whatever, like, yeah, have fun on Twitter. But like, if you're really going to abdicate your powers and just give it to one person, like, think a little bit harder before sending that tweet, buddy. Please.
All right, Sam. They've got to vote when the new House of Representatives comes together. Because right now, remember, again, I just like to remind people, Joe Biden is technically still the president. You wouldn't know.
Is he alive? Are we sure about this?
Like, there's a Wall Street Journal story about the level of his aliveness this morning.
It'd be kind of nice to hear from him if he had a pulse, like be like, hey, guys, like,
so
let's
Biden
is
still the president. I don't know, actually. I think having Hakeem out there is probably better, actually. Fine. So Joe Biden's still the president. So that and Chuck Schumer's still the Senate Majority Leader. So in January, before the inauguration, the new House gets sworn in, and they've got to reelect a speaker with the new members of the House of Representatives. Right? There's some new people from each party coming in, people leaving. So Johnson does not just like get to retain the title, right? Like, he's got to win the speakership vote in early January. Is Mike Johnson going to be the speaker on Inauguration Day, do you think?
Whew, dude, I don't know.
What percent
honestly, where do you want to put it at? I don't even know if it's 50-50. I might give him like a 40% chance, maybe less.
I'd put it at like 60. I think because
you think it's 60
just because of inertia. Like, it's like replacing something is harder than just continuing. I would say it's slightly over 50-50.
Okay, you're probably right, but the fact that it's a 40% chance that he's not is madness. We could really honestly go. I mean, these things change so rapidly. So I want to be clear. Don't hold me to this prediction, because by the time this thing gets put online, who knows what happens. But it's not beyond the realm of reason that Donald Trump takes office on January 20th with the government shut down, with no speaker like elected by the chamber. So the House is non-functioning, basically. And what do we do? Like, we have to do something at some point, right? Like,
there is a non-zero chance that happens. That is crazy to think about. Yeah, and just the unprecedented nature of this.
Yeah,
like Mike Johnson retained the speakership, right? So it's like the Republicans had a speaker. There was an election. The Republicans got the majority of seats. So to then remove the person that oversaw a quasi victory. I guess they did lose one seat.
They lost one seat.
There would just be no precedent for anything like this. But
and what's the end game? Like again, you've got to keep coming back to what is the end game here? Because if you replace Mike Johnson, minus, let's assume Elon's not going to do this, but I don't know. But let's say you do elect someone from the House in the same exact spot, nothing changes. The math is basically the same. You still need 60 votes in the Senate, so Democrats will have a say unless they just go completely scorched earth, but they're not going to do that, I don't think. And then in the House, you still have to contend with a incredibly slim majority. So you got to fund the government somehow. You're going to have to deal with these people somehow. The dynamics don't change. Like, we're just in this weird kabuki theater where, again, one extremely rich man has discovered that this is how Congress works, and it's blowing his brains. And he's also like on ketamine, and he has the most ridiculous, allegedly, sorry, I don't want to get to it, allegedly on ketamine, and he has the most ridiculous Twitter followers, and he's following the most ridiculous Twitter accounts, and they're poisoning his brain.
Yeah.
And that's just our reality. I can't.
Guys.
Yeah. Damn.
Merry Christmas, one and all. Sam Stein, we'll keep talking.
Thank you.
Subscribe to the feed. I'm going... Speaking of brain poison, I'm going to the Turning Point USA conference.
Hey, have fun, man! I'm excited for that.
So I'll be reporting from Arizona. We'll see what they think about what are we going to call him? Kaiser Elon. He needs a title that's like elevated.
Yeah, right. It's like Rasputin, but like, can you play on words? Like Muskputin.
We'll work on that. Give us some ideas in the comments. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Subscribe to the feed. Peace.